Good morning to the Monday morning inspiration for the joy of creation and the magic of art, creativity, and play. Hello there, I'm Bettina. I'm your host here on the Monday morning inspiration, right now from beautiful and tropical, warm Costa Rica. Hi there, how are you all doing? How have you been? What have you been creating? And so let's talk about judgment, which we are talking about quite a bit. It's like, as an artist, do you ever judge you? Do you never judge you? Or do you always judge you or your creations? And have you judged yourself for something that is way in the past and you still judge yourself for? Or have you judged other people in the past? Did they create something? Did they not accept you into an art show or an event? Or what did other people, other artists choose, and what did you interpret into it? It's really, what did you actually invent into it? Like when we say we interpret, how much do we conclude, how much do we judge and decide that something is really wrong, something was wrong, and how much did that actually affect you and your creations? Did it stop you? Did you stop you? And so would you be willing to let go of all these judgments? When we judge something that is way in the past and we still hang on to that, this will determine what we can choose for the future. Let's say if you judged a group of people for something that they did wrong in your point of view, and it might have been that they did something that was not really cool, or that didn't create what you thought it would create. So I'm not saying it was good what they did, yet when we judge it and we get hung up in it, let's say then you decide you don't want to have to do anything with these people anymore. It might also be family, right? You will sort of determine what you can choose in the future. Let's say, would that allow you to have infinite possibilities and infinite choice? Let's just assume one person makes a different choice or made a different choice, and they could actually create something with you or for you for your future, like establish contacts, or maybe purchase some of your artwork, or invite you to an exhibit because they moved to a different part of the country or to a different country and they met people, and so there are possibilities for you, yet you cast them out, you threw them out with the bathwater because of that thing in the past, and you cannot receive anything from them. What if you sort of keep the doors always open for the infinite possibilities? Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you have to be friends with everybody, but sort of not come to a judgment, but let go of the judgment. Just not judge. Nothing is right, nothing is wrong. It just is. You can choose, oh, well, you know, right now I don't really want to see these people and I don't want to invite them over for dinner, yet would it be possible for you to consider having a coffee with them in the future when they call you? Why not? Judgment is where we actually stop possibilities, we stop ourselves, and we stop what we can create. We literally stop ourselves. We stop ourselves in the tracks. So what could you choose? What else is there? What other options do you have? And if you have a grudge against someone or something, you know, you could, there's an exercise that you could play with and make it, it is like make this grudge, this like, make it bigger, this anger or whatever upset you have, make it infinite and see what happens. What if we never hold on to a grudge? It's literally, we literally hold on to that energy that is way in the past, and we keep a lot of our creation energy there, locked up in the past. And otherwise we could have it right here with us to create with. How much energy have you locked into your past to hold all these judgments in place? The right and the wrong, the good person and the bad person. And they might have changed over time. They might, have changed their lives or whatever and be a different person. So what is the judgment actually? What are you judging? Did you judge you? So let me know if you have any questions, and I could go into those and dive into whatever this brings up for you. And just imagine if you had no judgment in your life, if there was nothing that was triggering you or holding you captive, what could you create? What did you come here to create? And what if you had all your creation energies and you, your entire you, here present with you to create with? So everywhere you are having a grudge against somebody in the past or against something that is in the past, make it infinite. Make that grudge, that anger, that upset infinite. And you can do this right now to, if you have something that is coming up, just really dive into it. Just be present with it and make it infinite. Maybe you have a grudge against yourself for having said something and you think, oh, that was so stupid that I did this. Or you have done something in the past and you are judging yourself so dynamically for it. I should have never done this. This was so stupid. I was so stupid. So if you have anything like this, dive into it. Make it infinite. Maybe you have a judgment against your body. Maybe you have a judgment against a business partner or a family member or something. Make that very upset infinite. Blow it up, make it bigger, make it infinite, and see what happens. Is it getting lighter? Does it go away? Or is it getting more intense? Is it getting bigger? But the question really is, would an infinite being ever judge itself or judge somebody else? Would it hold onto a grudge? Do you hear the birds chirping around me? I don't know, I have headphones on, maybe you don't hear this, but it's like, do the birds have a grudge? Do animals have a grudge? Do they judge themselves for something that is in the past? When we say something like, I'm never going to create with this group again, I'm never going to be with these people again. Now I have a bug in my hair. There are a lot of bugs here. If we say something like this, it's like we close the door for possibilities. And I talked about this a little bit earlier already. What if we keep the doors always open? What would that create? Which one is more ease-filled and lighter, to close the doors and cast people out, or to keep doors open? It's like, with painting or with creating anything, or like with cooking or whatever. If you once spoiled a soup, will you never cook a soup again? If you once ruined, like all of you guys, maybe that. If you ruined a painting and you totally messed it up, how many of you have actually stopped yourself from creating something else, a different painting, take a new canvas? It's like when we judge, we stop right there. Can you get this? Like, we cannot create beyond it. So everywhere you judge yourself for, oh, I hear this all the time from people. Oh, I can only do stickmen or whatever you call this, stick people or whatever. I can draw nothing else. It's like, okay, cool. So let's begin with that. Let's start there. And then if you, of course, it's a choice. If you would like to learn more about painting or drawing, and you don't want to stay with the stick people, what could you choose? What if this is a beginning? Every painting in the beginning is very rudimentary. It's very simple. It's very like nothing. It's like the silk that I'm painting right now. It's a chiffon silk, and it's a challenging material in the sense of it sucks up the paint. Although it's transparent and very ethereal, the paint just disappears. So for me to get some saturation in there, I need to paint and paint and paint and sort of not give up. Like, what is possible here? I ask a lot of questions. I use the tools that I have in my toolbox, in my paint box, and I keep asking questions. Somebody is here saying hello. Hello. Hello to possibilities. So what if we never stop, but we ask questions? We don't cast out the baby with the bathwater, but also don't give up. It's like, are you willing to have stamina? Are you willing to just keep at it? If you want to create something, what if you never give up? Keep choosing, keep creating. And like, the great explorers or the great artists, they all came up with new ways of doing something. And what is this new way of doing something that nobody ever has done? It's like when we know something is possible and we don't give up. It's like, if you are not satisfied with your creations, what if you don't judge them, but you keep searching, you keep walking, you keep exploring what is possible. You keep really like this sense of wonder and curiosity. What can I create? It's like nobody told me about like how to paint on chiffon silk. It's like I had this like sort of a sparkle in my world. Like I was so curious about it, and it was such an invitation. Like, oh, I wonder, what can I create here? What is possible? So I started painting with the paint on silk, and this chiffon silk is different from other silks. And I love it because it is transparent. Like when I will be finished with this piece, it will be saturated colors, and at the same time it will be transparent. Now, how is that possible, right? With the light and where we hang it or when we drape it on our bodies, it will shift and change with the light. Silk is really something very, very beautiful. So it's this material that is fascinating to me. I love silk, and I love what I can create painting on silk. So, but it's like there were moments of frustration, and they are still there when it's so slow, meaning I need to apply so many layers and keep. It's a big piece also. Like, do I like challenging myself? Do you all like challenging yourselves, but then you get impatient and you give up? What if you don't give up? Just do something else. If you get frustrated or you find yourself go to a moment of judgment, change that right away. It's like, okay, cool. What can I choose now? I'm changing this. So if you have a grudge in the past, from the past, go there, make it infinite, and change it. It's as if you turn this polarity, you turn the wheel or something, play with it. And if you have questions about it, let me know. If this is not clear to you, let me know, ask questions. I'm here for you, and I'm very happy to contribute.
Okay, I've got an issue that
Yes.
I spent my whole life just trying to get better at it.
Yes.
With my body, and then I go back to where I believe that it started by using a prescription that I probably should have stopped a long time ago. But then it's made like things happen in my body that it's hard to make my body heal or get better. So I find myself going back and blaming and, you know, like I shouldn't have did it, I shouldn't have did it.
So you mean the prescription is creating something in your body that makes it difficult for it to heal?
Yeah, and I stopped the prescription like maybe 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like it's still having its effect on me trying to get better. So if I go back and look at it, you know, it's like, oh, why aren't I getting better yet? And then I go back and think, oh, I should never have did what I did, took it, or stayed on it as long as I did.
Well, is it actually, is it true that it is the prescription that created that? Or is that a conclusion?
That's true.
Hmm?
Yeah, that's true. It's a conclusion.
So everywhere you have concluded that that was bad and that it still is bad and that it created something bad for your body that you cannot overcome, are you willing to let that go?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. It's like, okay, body, what do you require right now? What is it? Like you know the questions, right? What is it and what do I do with this? What is this actually? And where am I not looking? See, when you are concluding something that is the problem, you have decided this is my problem. What if you don't have a problem to begin with? It's like we all like when something is not going the way we think it is, we decide that we have a problem and we define the problem. So our problem is either our body, our problem is our money or our family or some other relationship. And then we think we must fix the problem. But what if we don't have a problem? It's like we determine the problem that we must fix, and then when it doesn't go away, because it cannot go away because we don't have a problem and it's never that which we decide it is, then we judge ourselves if it is not changing and we lock that even more into place. We judge ourselves more. Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if there is no problem, but what is it where, like if we have been trying to change something for a long time and it's not changing, it means we are looking in the wrong place.
Okay.
So what question could you ask that would open the space for awareness and possibility? What if in the past, like, what if it is not bad? It was just a choice. And what did your body create with it? Was it really a problem, or did your body sort of change this already? And it's simply your judgment of it that holds it in place.
So I could, when I find myself going back to that thought process, I could ask, like, what else is possible? Body, what do we need here? Well, how can we change this?
Yeah. And what would change this with ease? But what if it is, imagine, what if it was never this prescription that created it to begin with? Because our bodies are really miraculous in the way that they know so much about receiving, and we keep our bodies from receiving all the energies. But can you receive a drug from just holding it on your skin? The skin is the largest organ of the body. And so what can we receive with the skin? What are you actually avoiding to receive with your skin? That if you are willing to receive it, will allow this to change. What energies are here for me to receive right now? Body, what energies can we receive? What energies and substances, what molecules can we receive right now that would allow our chemistry to change? Did this help?
Yeah. Yes, it did. Thank you.
Cool, you're welcome.
Ask more questions and receive. Yeah.
What can we receive from all the molecules around us body that would allow our chemistry to change for more ease and joy for you, body? All right, so I let you all go. Are there any other questions? Thank you so much for this Monday morning inspiration. I see you soon. Keep creating, and until next Monday morning from the tropics. Bye. Na, 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 na.